Red Voyage News, splashing the check-in. Thank you for tuning in. I have an article right here brought to you by VladTV.com. There's a thirst bucket out there in the Los Angeles area named Misha Collins that broke into Drake's home back in April of 2017. And even though Drake didn't press charges against her, he let her go. But I think in an article that I read somewhere else, it said that he name dropped her. And she was upset about that, so she went on to file a $4 billion lawsuit against him. Okay. You broke into his house. He let you go scot-free. And then he says your name. He mentions your name somewhere. And now you want to sue him for billions of dollars. Insane. All right. But I want to skip all the way down to the bottom, the last paragraph. The rapper's legal team filed new court documents saying the woman, Misha Collins, that's her name, that's the thirst bucket's name, filed a fictitious lawsuit just for a chance to meet Drake. So breaking in his property, breaking into his house at the time when he wasn't even there, just to get a chance to meet him because you're so thirsty, that didn't work. So then you file a lawsuit hoping that you can sit down and talk to him face to face just to meet him and see him. That didn't work because the woman reportedly doesn't have legal representation and was shocked when Drake's lawyer reached out to her. Collins allegedly expressed disbelief that counsel for Drake indeed represented Drake. She ended the call by abruptly hanging up after asking counsel for Drake not to contact her again. The reason why I'm talking about this story right here is because for those that may or may not know, I don't live in America right now. I am an American, but I don't live in America. I used to live in Canada. I used to live in China, used to live in Thailand. Now I live in Taiwan. Traveled all over Asia, been to a couple different European countries, so on and so forth. One of the things that shocked me was that when I used to live in Canada, I noticed in the media, in the news, that there were a couple break-ins, a couple home invasions in the area. Not a lot, but just a handful. And somebody Canadian told me that one of the laws in Canada is that somebody breaks into your home, you really don't have the right to protect yourself. I mean, you do, of course, but somebody breaks into your home and then, because you're not supposed to have guns in Canada, you take a bat and you go upside this person's head, you knock them out unconscious. That person can then press charges against you. They could sue you. If they're not able to walk anymore after that, if they become permanently handicapped after that, paraplegic, you have to pay for that person's pain and suffering and hospital bills for the rest of their life. I mean, it's absolutely insane. If somebody, I remember one time there was a case where somebody broke into somebody's car in Canada, and so they shattered well, not the windshield, but they shattered the driver's side window to get in, and attempting to get in, they cut themselves up against the window, and since they cut themselves, they later on they tried to escape, they got caught, and then the suspect later on filed charges against the driver, against the owner of the vehicle, because they cut themselves on their vehicle. I did not later on follow up with that story, but it was insane to hear that. And I'm saying all that because it reminds me of this case. It's like, here you are, you're taking, county jail, penitentiary chances just to meet an artist, just to meet a recording artist. You don't get to meet him because he's not at home. He could have had you thrown in jail, but instead he said, "Nah, you know what? Don't file any charges against her," because we know Drake is a nice guy. He lets you go. Now you don't have anything on your record. He lets you go, and instead of just taking the L that gave you a pass and just taking it and going home, going about your way, going about your business, you sue him. He has every right to say your name. He has every right to name drop you. You broke into his home. What if he was home? He doesn't know who's breaking into his home. It could be, 6ix9ine was shot at in LA. They were shooting inside of a home in Beverly Hills. Because 6ix9ine was shooting a video. Nicki Minaj was in the video, but they ended up shooting in Nicki Minaj's room that allegedly she was supposed to be staying in, but she wasn't there at that moment. Pop Smoke lost his life. There's a list of artists who have gone to LA and they've had home invasions. They've been shot. They're no longer here. That's a traumatizing experience. And just to find out that it's just a girl who's thirsty, you should have been thrown under the jail for that. But he gave you a pass just because, hey, I wasn't home. You sue him for $4 billion and you have no legal representation. Insane. Anyway, I can't even talk. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, comment, share this video. I'm over them out. Peace.